We've just seen Bitcoin dump to 57K and pump back over to 65K in a matter of days. I feel like I'm a broken record saying this, but I don't think the volatility of going into and after the halving is over. My 6 to 12 month thesis stays the same. I think Bitcoin sees new all-time highs, and right now it's just a cool-off period where people get shaken out because of sheer boredom or panic selling. And I mean, it's possible that we go back down to the 57K range, maybe even lower, before making new all-time highs, but I'm not even going to try and claim to know that's what's going to happen. I'm just sticking to my thesis. I'm not going to make long-term investment decisions based on what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks to months. If you like this type of content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel, helps the algorithm. Aim of this channel is to give you the best crypto alpha, just pure value and no hype. And right now, it's in these times that you reorganize your portfolio into things that you have high conviction in. You don't want to have 20, 30 coins, especially if you're trading on chain on Ethereum. You're going to be paying $200 for gas fees just per transaction. Imagine you have 20 coins, you can pay 4K in gas just to sell your coins. That's just not going to happen. For me, my high conviction plays are gaming, AI, and memes. In this video, I want to show you my ultimate crypto AI portfolio that is poised to have the most multiples when the bull run comes back. Pick 5 to 10 coins that you have high conviction in, that you're not going to panic sell when the volatility comes, and also not too much attachment to a single project that when it does a 5 to 10x that you refuse to sell. The coins I'm going to be covering today are going to be sub $500 million market cap, and that's the one's going to have the most multiples, and that's why I know why you're here. Let's not waste any more time and jump to the screens. So before we start, let's look at some price action on Bitcoin. I personally don't trade Bitcoin or hold any, but we do know that Bitcoin leads the market, so we need to know what it's doing. As you see, the crash that happened on Tuesday the 30th, we did crash about, from the top of wick to the wick, total of 12% and just about under 8%. And we did pump back over 65K. We have made a little bit of a higher high here, so hopefully we're going to make another higher low. If not, if we start making lower lows, we'll probably come down to test that 52K region here. As I said, I'm not going to claim to try and know what's going to happen. I'm just making my decisions based on my thesis, and that's long term. Within the next 6 to 12 months, Bitcoin makes new all-time highs, and I don't mean just new all-time highs of like 74K, but much higher into the 80, 90K region. And if we look on coin market cap, total market cap of all AI coins right now is 39 billion. Comparing that to here, you got XRP is at 30 billion, Sol at 68, Doge 22, and SHIB 13. So Doge and SHIB together pretty much is already almost $40 billion. So to say that all of AI is less than that, that's just crazy. And what is the big short-term catalyst that's coming up? There's the Nvidia earnings report, and that's scheduled to come on the 22nd of May. And if no one knows what Nvidia is, it's the third largest company by market cap. It's valued over $2 trillion. And as you can see, the earnings per share and revenue in the past year, over the past year, has been exceeded every single time. And why is Nvidia really good for the crypto space? It's because Nvidia has been leading the AI charge. And when people come from traditional finance or outside of crypto, not crypto native, and they start investing in crypto coins, they're going to be thinking, how do I even know what something is valued at, if it's overvalued or undervalued? And because Nvidia has been leading the charge for AI coins, when they start looking at crypto market caps and comparing it to something that's worth $2 trillion, the sky is basically the limit. And just to quickly go over what I believe the AI subsectors are in terms of the different types of coins and how you're investing in them, I think they're split into 3 sectors. And the first one is going to be machine learning. The second one is going to be around privacy. And the third one is going to be around storage. So machine learning, lots of data compiled to be used as AI to create learning models, bots. Privacy is you want to make sure that the information that you're giving is safe and it doesn't get leaked out to your competitors. And the storage is AI uses a lot of data. So you need to be able to store it in a decentralized manner and also use it. So the storage is basically linking both sectors, and the storage is going to be the DePIN, which I'm sure you've heard a lot. And that stands for decentralized physical infrastructure network. So starting with the first subsector, I'm going to go over the machine learning coins, then the privacy coins, then the storage coins. First one is PAL, valued at $403 million. And if you just caught that dip on the 30th of April, you would have got it at 0.31, and now it's at 0.49. So you would have already made about 50 to 70% move there. PAL is built around creating bots. And as you can see, there's 3 different examples that PAL gives. And these are just some examples. The opportunities are actually endless when it comes to creating bots with AI. The first one would be creating crypto research bots, and you can give your bot a personality and you can sell it to other projects or other brands. You can create a trading bot, you can create a sports betting bot. And this goes further than that. You innovate in the e-commerce space, you can create bots for customer service, you could create bots for healthcare. The opportunities are really endless here. Next one is Chain GPT, like ChatGPT, and that's valued at $115 million, doing a very similar thing, creating bots as well. The examples that they give here would show you more of what's possible, right? And on Pal's website, they don't list everything, but doesn't mean that's all they can do. So with ChainGPT, you can have a ChainGPT chatbot, and that can give you answers to anything to your crypto-related queries. You can make it summarize news articles. Let's say you put like 10, 20 news articles in crypto and you don't know what it means. You say, summarize it in 10 bullet points. Smart contract generator and auditor. So if you're a developer and you're creating a project and you don't know, is this safe? Is this hackable? You can upload it into ChainGPT and you can get the AI to read the smart contract for you to see any faults there. AI NFT generator. If you want to create NFTs super quickly, you don't want to design them, you don't want to create the layers. When NFTs are created, the way they're created is essentially you create different layers. You create hair layers, background layers, eye layers, mouth layers. If you don't know how to do this or you don't want to do it, just get an AI NFT generated, be done for you in 30 to 60 seconds. To make this very seamless, they've got the SDK and API that you can just plug right into. You've got launch pads. As you saw in the last bull run, when gaming really took off, all the gaming launchpads like Seedify, GameStarter, this bull run is AI season, and you're going to see lots of AI projects launch and just 5, 10x's immediately. And if you want access to these projects, you have to invest via a launchpad. Next one, you got Palm.ai, and that's valued at $83 million, also creating bots. This is more creating bots for the use of different platforms, Twitter, you got Telegram, you got Shopify, got LinkedIn. So maybe they're going to create a trading bot that can be used in Telegram. So you don't even have to log in to use your wallet. You just put in your wallet and just say, trade this at this time, or trade this when it goes below a price and sell it when it goes above a price if you want to trade a range. It could be in Discord. It could be a bot to answer questions when people join your Discord group. The opportunities here endless. All of these machine learning coins and that are creating things around bots, they're pretty much competing all to do the same thing. So if you keep going through these websites and you keep seeing like, man, all these pretty much trying to do the same thing, just wording it differently. And that's because a lot of AI right now, it's all very new and it's all vaporware is what they call it. Vaporware means none of it is actually real yet. Everyone's just selling dreams and having huge valuations. So you also need to make sure that the team that you're investing in has actually shipped a product before and has been successful with it. The more websites that you go through, the more white papers you read, quickly be able to tell like what is a good project and what is not. And the last project here for the machine learning is going to be Spectre.ai. This can be one of the smaller market cap coins I'm going to talk about, currently valued at 19 million. And Spectre is actually part of the PAL and Palm ecosystem. And Spectre mainly focuses on just the trading element. So it's a trading bot and it's using AI to predict the prices. So you can input your information and that's going to be the coin that you want to trade and what chain it's on, and it's going to give you a prediction of where the price would be in 6, 12, or 24, and 48 hours. And you can create a bot that will automatically trade these for you. And time will tell whether this truly works or not. With anything in trading, if everyone is doing the same thing and it works, then it stops working. It'll be interesting to see how AI progresses over time with trading, because it's all about human behavior, right? A chart bar pattern is all it is. It's just human behavior and human psychology reflected in bar charts. And the last project, which hasn't launched yet in the machine learning subcategory, is Skillful.ai. The same way you're creating bots using AI, but you can list them on a marketplace and sell them. So if you create a bot that disrupts the healthcare system or the e-commerce system or a crypto industry, you can go and list that on the marketplace. And because it's scalable using software, people come buy your bot and use it, and you'll make a lot of money. For the next subcategory, this is going to be based around privacy. The leader that I think is going to do the best out of all the privacy coins is OXO. It's already valued at $318 million, but you're going to see why I like it so much. They've got an AI auditor, which is very similar to ChainGPT. You've also got a privacy mixer, which is a tool that you can be used to make your crypto transactions more private and anonymous. Very similar to coins, maybe like Tornado Cash or Monero. You've got a privacy DEX as well that allows you to access multiple DEXs on a single platform while, of course, enhancing your privacy. An anti-rug, I think this is super important. You have the meme coin season where people are creating coins and just rugging them. And what if there was an AI that be able to know beforehand if something's going to rug by seeing behaviors and finding patterns, what happened before rugs in the past. So it could be someone trying to set a tax too high or removing liquidity. And if that happens, OXO would basically front run and sell all of your transactions before everyone gets rugged. Next one is Aether, also in the privacy sector. And the way that Aether works right now is based around a piece of hardware. So if you go to their website, they've actually got almost a wireless router, but smaller, that you can have in your own home. And this router allows you to keep the network secure and at the same time earn you money. You can see that it looks like a small wireless router, runs on Wi-Fi, runs on Bluetooth, and the way it works is creating a truly decentralized anon network. And how does it work? By everyone who has this hardware system running it through their router, you're keeping your own network private and everyone else's network private, and you're getting paid for it at the same time. And coming on to Netmine, this is the beginning of the storage subsector, valued at 244 million at the moment. As you can see, lots of these projects are sitting around the 200 to 400 million mark. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to hit that billion-dollar market first. And I don't think billion-dollar market is even the ceiling. I think there's going to be much more room. And as I said before, with the Nvidia earnings report, and people are going to be comparing the market cap to Nvidia at 2 point something trillion. The sky really is the limit. And by the way, guys, if you are enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel, and share this with your friends who might be benefiting from this. So Netmind is creating machine learning platform and a GPU network at the same time, allow you to create bots or machine learning tools, as well as use their global GPU network to store and access all that data. You can rent a virtual machine, and you can also distribute training for your own models at the same time. So distribute training for your own models, that's going to be the machine learning part. But because AI uses so much data and so much information, these smaller startups won't be able to self-sustain and be able to pay for all these fees. Only these big billion-dollar companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook have these massive data centers that they can use to store all their data in the cloud or allow all their users to. If you're just a new business, you won't be able to do this in the same way that these big companies can. So there are these AI coins that are disrupting the data storage space by decentralizing it, allowing you to just rent a small fraction of it and use it for when you need to, rather than spending hundreds of millions of dollars investing in these capital infrastructures. Next, we got Hash AI, valued at 137 million. Hash AI also in the storage subcategory, but more around the GPU of mining. So you see these pictures online of Bitcoin mines that you just have absolutely stacked from the floor all the way to the ceiling. This is what Hash AI is. The problem that most mining companies have is that they're mostly just choosing one coin to mine. So they're either just mining Bitcoin, or they used to be just mining ETH. And the issue is, based on the hash rate of Bitcoin, which means how many total miners there are, how profitable it is to mine Bitcoin changes over time. There might be new projects that come out that don't have a lot of people mining, but the reward rate is high in terms of the ratio. So it's very hard to switch in between and mine all the different coins. You need to have AIs for that, right? To be able to make sure that you're mining in the most profitable way at all times. So instead of just mining just Bitcoin, you could be having a center of GPUs that are mining Bitcoin at this time, and they see in the next 2 hours, there's actually this coin that's more profitable, and they go and mine that one, and then they go back and forth, always making sure that the GPUs in this entire center always being used to be the most profitable as possible. Next one is Node AI, and Node AI, again, in the storage, but more focused on the rendering side. The use of GPUs is going to vary massively in AI, and the reason being is there's going to be the need for things like Hash AI, which is going to be for mining. There's going to be need for Netmine, which is creating bots, and then there's Node AI. So if you believe that the future is gaming and metaverse, there's going to be a massive need for all these games to be designed, as well as when people are living inside the metaverse, they're going to have to see everything at the best graphics possible. And some people aren't going to have the best computers at home. And if they only have one small computer, but they want to be watching everything in 4K, their computer won't be able to handle that, right? Especially if they're going to be living in a 3D world. So there's going to be a need for these decentralized GPU centers that are going to be rendering all these images, all these videos in real time, and then relaying them back to you via Wi-Fi so that you can actually live in this amazing metaverse world. And this still seems, very futuristic. That's the long-term future, right? When we're living in a metaverse. I hope it doesn't happen, but it does seem like that's inevitable at the moment. But in the short term, you can also use it to access GPUs just for rendering of games. Whether you're streaming, playing a game, or you want to create a 2D game, Node AI really is disrupting the GPU space. And as you can see here, you can get paid by uploading your own computer or your own GPU to be used as a node. You can get paid per hour based on that. Or if you want to go and rent a node, you can also go and rent and use it and pay per hourly basis. Next, we got Destra, currently valued at 266 million. Destra is going to be more around just general data centers. If you go to their website, it's basically the Airbnb of data centers, the first on-chain one-stop solution for all your DePIN, cloud, and AI computing needs. You saw earlier in the video all the projects that are going to be creating bots using AI and machine learning, all the projects that are going to utilize privacy to keep the network secure, all the projects that will require all the CPU and GPU power as well as data storage to power the future, whether it be in gaming, whether it be in metaverse. I feel like DePIN is the only actually crypto sector right now that has a real world use case. There's so many projects that are just creating things that aren't necessary, whereas DePIN actually has a massive intersection with everything that's needed in the world. You're going to solve issues with AI because AI is used in the real world and AI needs to store data. Gaming, the biggest industry in the world in terms of what people love to do. Gaming wants to use the best graphics. If gaming wants to create a metaverse, there needs to be rendering processing power. There needs to be data storage. So AI for sure is going to be a massive, massive catalyst for the bull run this year, if not early next year. And the last project is going to be Aleph, currently valued at $98 million. And Aleph is going to be focusing more on the creation of dApps. You want to create dApps and make them decentralized. So you can have your private virtual machine. So when you hear the word EVM, that's the Ethereum virtual machine. Lots of projects are creating EVM compatible projects. So if you want to have your private virtual machine that can be EVM compatible and you don't want to build it in a centralized manner, you want it to be decentralized, this is where Aleph comes in. So you can have your 24/7 virtual machine, and you can make sure that they're stored properly using the system IPFS. So all the NFTs on the Ethereum network, they're stored using IPFS and file storage. So make sure that they're private and encrypted. So Aleph is going to be sort of in between in terms of storage as well as privacy. And as you can see, looking at their roadmap, they do have much more coming in the pipeline. They're going to be having oracles. And that's another thing that I want to list. Oracles are going to be very important in terms of AI as well as for real world assets. Another thing that's going to have real world use case is real world assets. If you looked at when BlackRock first came out with their ETF, they said that's just going to be the first step. The actual long-term goal is all about real world assets, and that's tokenizing on the blockchain assets that are actually in the real world. So oracles are going to be the thing that connects real world assets and AI as well. Oracles are going to be things like Chainlink. As real world assets and that narrative takes off, Chainlink will definitely boom as well. And just to highlight the last project that's not launched yet, that is GPU.net. GPU.net, very similar to Node AI, is going to be the decentralization of GPUs. And shout out to Virtual Bacon. Virtual Bacon has gone into this in much more detail. GPU.net is supposed to have the highest access to the GPU microchips from Nvidia. So there's various levels of microchips that you can buy, and GPU.net have the highest access to the microchips that only the likes of Facebook and Google and Amazon have. So now you have a better understanding of all the different types of AI coins and the subcategories that they sit in. If you watched to the end of the video, let me know in the comments which ones you're looking at, and I'll see you in the next video.